Kelsey, Tony, far away.
Kelsey, you guys had it within one pretty late in that fourth quarter. What did you see was kind of the difference in this game down the stretch?
Obviously, we see ourselves winning. Unfortunately, we let a loose rebound go, and it kind of binded us up for a while. But I'm proud of our team because, we different now, and I think now we know what it takes to win. And I think at the end of the day, we give everything we got for 40 minutes.
Howard had 17 points in the first quarter, your first time going against her. What did you think of the way she played and what she was able to do?
I think that people, elite guards like her, once you see one go in, the hula hoop gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you have to be mindful of personnel, her tendencies, what she brings to the table for her team, and be on that early instead of waiting until third or fourth quarter to kind of be on it. And that's not one person job on our team. That's 5 people. We got to be better tuned in from the start.
Elena played for you guys for the first time today
Yeah.
this season. What do you think of how she was able to help you guys and kind of change what you're able to do?
I think Lay blended in perfectly. Run the floor, agile, big, really responsible as far as what she needs to do at the five spot, and she's easy to talk to. So great communicator. She fell right in with us.
I know I talked to her about taking last year off to focus on her mental health.
Yeah,
For her to come right back in and get a steal right away, get a layup, what do you think that did for her confidence?
It's a big deal. It doesn't just start with her making a layup, but it starts with us and our culture and making sure that we welcome her with open arms and making sure that she feels comfortable. And I think because of that, she was able to, step right in and do what she needed to do.
And then for you specifically, you got it going again. And I guess what do you
I'm sorry.
I guess what's the mindset when you got to bring it and you're being expected to be that productive now?
I'm learning. I would say that's a challenge to always bring it every game as far as like my mentality and make sure there's no drop off. It's unfortunate sometimes because everything for me is between my ears, the 7 inches as far as my mental. But I know what I need to do for my team and what I need to do for myself. So it's kind of on me. It kind of falls on my shoulders to make sure that I'm always doing what I need to do for my team.
Obviously, we've seen Liz go down, but before that, how do you think she handled the number one, number two? It's going to be something that follows her for the rest of her career.
Yeah.
First time out, just staying within herself and doing what she does best, which looked like banging the glass and making things happen.
She is a true professional. She played both ends of the floor. Liz is, she has it all. She's a jack of all trades, and the way she responded tonight was perfect. If I could give her any advice, I would try not to get into the number one and number two and just focus on, what she brings to the table, which is everything, and what she needs to do for us.
Kelsey, I know we're just 5 games in, and you've got much bigger personal goals than anything you could accomplish in only 5 games. But how fulfilling is it for you after having the back half of the season that you did last year to be able to follow that up and play as well as you have been here to start the season?
I guess it's like a sour patch. It's sour and sweet because it's like you want to win as much as possible. Put ourselves in a position to be in those conversations. That's what we're here for. We laying brick by brick, and that's the foundation that we're laying. So at the end of the day, although you want personal stuff for yourself, it's more about what the team needs. And so going forward, you just want to win as much as possible. That's our focus.
And I know that's the goal, and that is you're a professional athlete. Winning is always the goal. But can you kind of compartmentalize where you guys are big picture here? All 5 games you played in have been competitive. You've had a chance to win all 5 of these.
1,000%.
There does feel like there's tangible improvement even in games that you don't get like today.
I think where we are now, it's the improvement is crazy. Who would have known it'd take this a training camp in 5 games? You would expect this to take way longer than that. And I think the way we responded as far as the rookies, the vets, and then we got our OG over here, I think we've all responded to everything pretty well, coaches included. So for us, there's no barriers on us. So going forward, there won't be any drop-off as far as what we need to bring to the table. So it feels good to improve immediately. That just set the bar really high, though. So now we got a high standard, so we got to stick to that standard all the time now.
Yeah, there in the third quarter, you guys gave up a bit of a run, went down double digits, but then came right back and made it a 1-point game there. Was there any sort of conversation there, or, how were you guys able to not get dejected and fight back and make it a close game there?
Me personally, I think back to 6-26 for the last 2 years and just losing. But as a group, when you think big picture, we got people like a vet that tells us we got to stay with it, stick with it, and we got people like Coach Marianne telling us that it's going to always be a game of runs, and our run came, and we took it and we ran with it.
Zion, got anything for Kelsey?
Yeah, Coach, you guys have all shot well from three as a team, but as far as 2-pointers go today, you guys shot under 50% from inside. So what goes into kind of getting those easier shots to go?
Been a little bit more patient offensively, hitting both sides of the floor. Specifically, waiting to be a little bit more patient as far as things that are specific that we need to hit. Obviously getting the ball into the post, but more importantly, being aggressive, making sure we hitting that paint, guards and posts all together.
First of all, do you like the vet term? When we talked about this, are you trying to push
I
it off?
I accept it, yes.
Okay. And then, again, what's the conversation like when you're in these moments again? You prevailed on Friday, you come back today and you're another one, and it doesn't go out that way. So what are you telling the younger players about just how tough it is maybe to win in this league?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing a great opponent every single night. Obviously, Ryan played well tonight. We'll make adjustments. That's a good thing about, this season. Sometimes you get teams back-to-back, and so we have the opportunity on Tuesday night to play them again, which we're excited about. So, it keeps moving, it doesn't stop. The season doesn't stop. This year the schedule is crazy. So you just tell them, we're going to watch film, move on, and turn around and try and get them on Tuesday.
I know the vet thing is, we were laughing at it a second ago. When I talked to you in the offseason, you were kind of excited about that opportunity to be a little more of a leader this year.
Yep.
You've only been here a few days, but how's that kind of gone for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm adjusting, obviously. I think mostly just like the time zone. I still feel a little jet lagged, but I mean, the girls have been really receptive. But like I talk about, they have a great youthful energy. They want to be great. They want to learn. There's no egos involved. It's like just a natural chemistry that has developed since they've been here. And obviously jumping in, like I can see that, and obviously want to be a part of it. And so I'm just trying to put them in positions to succeed. I know that they're going to be great players, and they're figuring it out on the fly, and that's all you can ask of them right now.
One of the buzzwords in camp and kind of preseason was improvement, and so now that you're here after it, and he was asking a question about it earlier, where do you see that kind of coming for you guys? How do you personally evaluate, okay, we've improved from last year? Yeah,
well, I think defensively a lot. I think that we are in games a lot more than we were last season. Our rebounding, I mean, Queen and Alyssa themselves are just incredible on the boards. And then just, like I said, in energy. There's a different energy when we step on the court, and I think that's a biggest difference.
Zion, anything for D-Rob?
Yeah, I'll ask you just the same thing I kind of asked Kelsey about. What do you guys have to do to just score better on the inside? You guys have been playing well from three, but on the inside, what do you have to do better to get buckets there?
Yeah, well, the thing about Atlanta is that they clog the paint, and so I think it's mostly just being more patient, reversing the ball, getting to different sides of the floor. Because if the ball stays on one side, it's easy for them to guard. But if we reverse the ball, make them move a little bit, I think we'll get better opportunities to actually get paint touches, kick out, things like that, and even finish at the rim. I mean, you see down the stretch, like Emily got, that good look at the rim. So just making sure that, we're continuing to try to swing the ball, reverse the ball, and make them guard all 24 seconds, really.
Oh, good, guys.
What did you think of the way the game ended? I know you all had fought back, so what was the message maybe in the locker room to kind of contrast the high of winning on Friday in this situation and then coming right back and realizing, again, how tough it is to close games out?
Yeah, it's really tough, we expected it to be a tough game, so. We can't let any individual player have a night like Ryan had. She had 33 and, played really well. Obviously, we just had difficulty trying to keep her in check, and once she got in a rhythm, just made it difficult. So you're not going to win them all. Got to fight. I thought we did a nice job of coming back and tying it at 36. Came out a little bit flat in the third quarter, which hurt us. Other than that, we battled the whole game. Disappointed that, the free throws were the way they were, 30 to 19. But, when things aren't going your way, you got to make better than 63%. Like, that's one thing. And the turnovers are still too high. You can't turn it over 20 times, give them 21 points on that. So between free throws and turnovers, that's really tough to absorb and counteract it somewhere else.
For Nalissa, is there any update on her in the second
Sprained
week?
ankle, it's swollen, but we don't, I don't know how serious it is right now.
And
Sprained ankle is what I got.
what do you think of the way she performed tonight, dealing with, she's going to hear probably maybe for the rest of her career, the 1-2, just staying within herself and doing what she does?
No, I thought she was playing pretty well. She and Howard weren't really matched up on each other most of the time, so it wasn't like a tit for tat, 1 against 2, which is what we said. It's one team against another, not one player against another. There's some things we're just going to look at film and get better at the things we can get better at quickly, and try to manage the things that we can, the fixable things, the controllable things. You got to manage those in the short term, and just be ready to go Tuesday night.
Lay's first minutes for you guys tonight, comes in and gets a steal on a bucket right away after checking in Elena Coates. What did you think of the way she played in her first minutes for you guys?
Well, she's had one walkthrough, wasn't even a full practice. So given that, she's going to be fine. She's going to help us, and she brings, experience and size and a lot of the things we need on the interior, and she'll be fine. Would like to play her a little bit more, and we'll just take it step by step and day by day.
Lexi Hall got a shot to go in today, and her arms are everywhere on defense, it seems like. How has she kind of grown as a defender for you guys just in 4 short games so far?
Well, one of the things that we knew about her is that, she is longer than you think. She's more aggressive than you think. She's a good defender. She's very active defensively, and that's a real plus. I was happy for her. She, maybe she can relax now, and, nobody wants to do well more than she does. But it was good to see the ball going in the basket because we see that on a regular. She can shoot. So maybe the monkey's off her back, but she's a two-way player. She's not just an offensive player. People like to kind of hone in on that, but she's a very active defender, and she's got the size to match up at the 3 position, which is nice.
Yeah, and then you talked about the turnovers today. Is there a particular number you aim to keep turnovers under on a per-game basis?
I'd love to see 12. But that's, you're playing really well, and you've played together for a while. Somewhere in that range. On a great day, less. Maybe 1 or 2 more, but you can't have 20. And it depends what kind of turnovers too. Ours seem to be more live ball, and those usually result in a score at the other end. So.
And then you guys got down by double digits there in the third quarter, but were able to respond and bounce back, and that's kind of been a theme so far this season. When you guys have been down, you've been able to respond. How can you speak to kind of the team's ability to stay focused and not get down and be able to fight back? Obviously, didn't pull off the win today, but made it close there at the end.
All good teams, have a resilience that allows them to get back in games. Teams are going to go on runs. We're going to go on runs. The other team's going to go on a run. So it's really good to see early on with a team that's just been playing together for such a short period of time that, they don't fold when things don't go their way. They fight back, and they can, get back in a game. So that's a really good sign this early in the campaign.
When it comes to Ryan, were there some shots where you thought you were defensively were fine? It's just that she made some tough shots, or how do you view just?
Yeah, I thought Ryan showed how talented she is. Pretty much, she's a very good shooter, and at 6'2", she's not an easy guard. No matter where she is on the floor, because she's got good touch, she's got good feel for the game. And she can shoot it. She can score in a lot of different ways. But tonight you saw her, shooting the ball well, and also manufacturing ways to get to the free throw line. So that's a deadly combination. 50% from the field and making 12 out of 17 free throws. That's tough. And then they also had 4 other people in double figures. Pardon me.
Zion got last one for Marianne.
Yeah, you guys shot under 40% on 2-pointers today, and I just wanted to know how you guys can go about generating more points inside.
Well, I have a final box that says 41.2.
Well, okay, so
2-point field goals he's referring to.
Huh?
2-point field goals.
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
two,
looking at.
Yeah.
That's overall.
Okay. We're not just going to make stuff up, We want balance inside and out. And, now that we've got Coates, it gives us a second, post player. Queen's pretty young in her game right now. She'll keep getting better. Coates is going to give us something. And Alyssa Smith can score on the block. So, am I dissatisfied with our scoring on the block? No.